Indeed. And there are no deputations by appointment. And right, so we'll just start with the community boards. Akaroa Wairewa. Pam, welcome. Pam, what have you got to tell us?
What have I got to tell you? Well, the first bit is about what a wonderful weekend we have. And just hang on a minute. I need to just... no, I won't sing, but I'll just get my props on so that I can just tell you what a wonderful weekend we've had in
I think you should tell us in French.
It's been superb. And can I just thank the team that actually helped us along the way, whether it was Civic and International Relations or whether it was the man who was collecting the rubbish. Whoever it was, it made it a very successful weekend. And if you look at the press, if you look at Television New Zealand, we're all over the place. And the community really enjoyed themselves and joined in. Of course, there'll be a few of those there that don't like the impact of all of this on us, but this year was a particularly special one. It was also special as well because we had on the Sunday there was a celebration around the church. The church was 150 years. So we had the high dignitaries, we had the Bishop of Christchurch. So we don't often see these good dignitaries in Christchurch. In Akaroa. But the amazing thing about the whole weekend was that it was a relationship between the French and the Maori and our local runanga. It was just superb. The French ambassador really stepped up to the mark and spoke about Maori relationships and the French relationships with the rest of New Zealand, the buying of barkers, and she mentioned a few other things, and the rugby match, of course, but it really made the day. And then on the Sunday, everybody sat out on the green. So we've had a wonderful weekend for our 175th. So let's move forward and look what the next years may bring. But there are a couple of other things that are out of our minutes. If we go back to the minutes here and look at our minutes, these minutes are about, a number of them are about water. And we talk about a shower on the beach. We talk about, further about French Farm public toilets and water supply for that. Banks Peninsula is very water short, so we will continue having issues. But we had a wonderful occasion of the opening of the $11 million water supply for Akaroa last Thursday, where Becca came over and took us up around the plant. We had a great afternoon. A great opportunity to network with some of our community and Becca, the fine team, Fulton Hogan, Hawkins, and those that had been involved with that construction. So that was very much welcome. So we hope to have another one organised with the Zone Committee, and that hopefully we'll see a few of you councillors along to see what there is in Akaroa. It's quite inspirational, watching the pipes run from there's 5 intakes into that water supply and how they work over time. So that was amazing. The third thing that I want to talk about is the Freedom Camping Bylaw and the opportunity that we had to meet with councillors on our patch, in our place, with you sitting around our table. So thank you to the hearings panel that came over to be with us. And our community really appreciated the way that was carried out, presented with us as a community. Not often do you come over and we all sit around the table, that we've got a nuku with us, the residents of the community and those others that are very interested in what's going on. It was an innovative way of doing it. It was very worthwhile. Of course, there'll be some that think they didn't have their 5 minutes in the sun. But the commissioners gave, or the hearings panel, gave others that were there opportunities to catch up with them if they hadn't been heard. So out of that, I hope that we have a very positive freedom camping bylaw coming through. It is a difficult issue to deal with, and I hope that they've got some ideas coming through. But look, we do really thank people coming to Akaroa on our patch. It was very much appreciated. So I could talk forever to you, I will take every opportunity, but no, I won't. So those were just a couple of things that I had out of our minutes. And Akaroa will continue to have water restrictions on over the holiday season. We haven't resolved the water quality issue. We've resolved the water quality issue, but we haven't resolved the water quantity. So it will continue for a long period of time, and we need to educate our communities how to do it differently.
Thanks very much indeed, Pam. It's always a pleasure. Some questions. Dave and then Yanni.
Not so much a question. I'd just like to reinforce the weekend and thank you, Pam, for your comments about council staff and their their participation. I was fortunate to be there on Saturday, and also like to compliment Andrew for his role in representing the Mayor. Spoke both in Maori and in French.
Yes.
It was very well received, and the whole day was an absolute delight to be there. And again, thank you for your comments regarding the freedom camping. It was a new experience for the hearings panel to adopt a slightly different process of hearing people, and I think from my observation, certainly I got the impression that most of the people that had come to the hearing went away feeling that they'd been well heard and had the great opportunity to get their point of view across, and we're quite pleased with the outcomes from the day. So yeah, I've had a couple of quite pleasant days in Akaroa in the last week, and it's certainly been a delight to have been over there.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Yanni.
Yeah, thank you. I'll just endorse the appreciation that was made around the people that were involved in the Akaroa French Fest and the local community, as well as the council. Just wanted to pick up though on the BP Meets Land and the Akaroa Service Centre, and I don't know if any of that's related to the health hub, but I know previously you've come to council talking about the excitement of having a joint partnership with a new health hub, and we haven't heard much on that, although I see and hear that there's still some sort of consultation possibly around the BP Meets Land site, and yeah, so can you just maybe just give us a brief update on where things are at? The other just question related to that is, has your board been briefed on our land disposal process of our surplus land?
Yes, we have. We had that in relation to that question. We had a briefing yesterday from Andrew Smith and the property development team regarding that, about the process, how that will be worked through, and we had the opportunity for input, and we'll be looking forward to making some decisions down the track. We need time around it to think about it when we're looking at a surplus land that's not being required. But of course it provides some challenges. In regards to the Banks Peninsula meat site, it is no longer being looked at this stage in regards to the Akaroa Health Hub. The Akaroa Health Hub has some issues, and we're dealing with those, but it looks as though the Health Hub will be back on the hospital site. Not quite sure how it will be built at this stage. We've got a few challenges on our hand, but I can assure you that we're working very closely with the CDHB, and they are endeavouring to ensure that we get what we want. So we welcome that. But the Banks Peninsula meat site is just still sitting there as a site, but we have a community that's very interested in the use of that site and what might happen to it, and we will have to go through a process whenever any decision is made that, but it's just sitting there quietly at the moment. The service centre, well, it's on its way of repairs, and we've got a briefing next month, I think, that's coming up that will tell us about progress on that particular building. Okay.
Thank you. So we've only got part B and C items. Moved Andrew, seconded Yanni. Put them. Those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, carried. And thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you all, you guys. Littleton Mountain.